Hi, my name is Zach and I design ShotLister. Today I'm going to be walking you through how to use the macOS version of ShotLister. If you've used the mobile version, it's very similar. It's just kind of laid out differently for macOS, but I'm going to walk you through all the features of how it works. So you will see that in this demo project I have prepared, for Indiana Jones, we've got three columns here. This one on the left is for navigating, this one in the middle is for your content of whatever you've selected on this side, and this one on the right is for all your settings. The cool thing with macOS is everything is kind of flexible, so you can click this button here to condense or open the nav bar if you need more space, and this button over here to open or close the settings view. You can also stretch and compress and go to full screen the window, so it should fit any kind of computer, which is nice. So on the left here you've got a list of all your scenes. So if you have scenes selected, like I do right now, it will in the middle show you a list of all your scenes. I'll just open that up to give you a better look of it. So it's got a list of all the scene numbers, the scene's nicknames, their description and location, their page count, and the cast that's in that scene. You can navigate into those scenes two ways. If you're used to iOS or Android, you'll know that you double click on a scene and it opens it up, but you also have this new bar over here which allows you to move between scenes very quickly, and if you click here it'll go back to your scene list. That is very similar to mobile, and as you can see we've got a scene mode here and a shoot day mode. So this is all your scenes and this is all your shoot days, which is just like the mobile experience, except it makes it a lot easier to jump from a shoot day right into a scene if you would like. So I'm going to go back here and I'm going to create a scene just so that you can see how that process works. So I hit this plus, so a new scene pops up. It uses the last scene number, but you can go in there, I'll open this up and change those things. So I could say 71B, I could add a page number and the page count, time of day, that type of stuff. You can change the color and you can add a location. So I'm going to say secret Nazi base, and say the Nazis open the Ark, which is a famous scene from Indiana Jones. So there you see I've created a scene, and if I double click on that it opens up the scene. If I click this plus again it creates a new shot and I can enter in the shot. So I'm going to call this one the face melt, which is a very famous thing from the movie, and you can see here you've got all sorts of different columns. Now just like in the mobile version, you can click this gear icon to choose the columns that you have. So this is going to be a visual effect, so I'll turn on that column. You can also in macOS click and hold to drag and rearrange these columns, and go here to arrange the widths to get them more like what you want. And so I'm going to turn on visual effects, put in that that's a camera, that type of stuff. So you can see it's very similar to the mobile version. I'm going to go back to this scene, which has got more shots, and you can see there's a column here with a bunch of three-lined elements, and so those are for to drag and drop these shots. So if you click on those, you can move the shots around, and here these two shots are linked together, so I can click there and move those shots to there. The way you link two shots together is you click on the one that's above it. You can either click down here, you can say link with next, which links them together. The other thing you can do is, obviously because this is a desktop version, we've got all sorts of hotkeys you can do. So under shot you can say link with next, or you can say command L. And command N is basically what this plus button does. So it allows you to very quickly start building shots if you want, because I can hit command N, build a few shots. I can go command L to link them together, and all very quickly, much faster than you could on iOS or Android, which is very cool. The other thing you can do that is just macOS specific is copy and paste, which you couldn't do before in the mobile version. So that allows you to move things between scenes, which is much easier. So for example, say I grab these shots, I can go edit copy, and I can go into another scene here and go edit paste, and they show up, which is very cool because it allows you to create templates. If you are often duplicating many shots between scenes, that is much faster than you could do on mobile, which is awesome. Very cool. The other thing that is very cool is duplicating has been made much easier. So whichever shot you select, you can just go to File Duplicate or Command D. So instead of mobile where you had to open up the shot and duplicate it and all that. Now you can just select it, hit Command D, and boom, you've got an exact duplicate of the shot, which is very cool. The other thing you can do is duplicate multiple shots, and so suddenly you've got a much more powerful tool for creating a shot list. So I'm just going to delete those because we don't need them. Good. All right. So I'm going to jump over to the shoot days, which if you click right on the shoot day word itself, brings up all the shoot days. You can add a shoot day just like you could in all the other versions. You can select it, and if you click the delete key on your keyboard, it'll ask you, are you sure you want to delete it? You say yes. And you can dive into the shoot days here and see them here. So you'll notice in the shoot days there is no column with the dragging icons because you can basically use this column on the left, which is the column for when each shot starts. So if you're not familiar with ShotLister, the real amazing part of ShotLister is that it allows you to create a schedule on a shot-by-shot basis rather than a scene-by-scene basis. So you build your shots inside the scene, and then you build your shoot day with each of those shots, and you estimate how long each shot is going to take, and it does the math. So you know when you set up your shoot day that it's going to start at 7 a.m., and you add your different times, and it adds all that up for you. And if you need to move those around, you can just click and drag here to move those around. And you can also change the time on them. So I could say 45 minutes, and it readjusts all the different times inside the shoot day, which is very helpful. So now I'm going to go through what all these icons do at the top. So when you are in scene mode, you've got a few icons here. You've got this one, which opens the quick start menu. So that'll open every time you open the app, and it gives you different options for creating a new project, converting files from scripts or CSVs, and some tutorials and stuff. And here you'll see your projects are listed in two sections. You can either see your local projects that are on your computer, or you can also see your CrewSync projects, which are the ones that are on our backend for syncing, and those will be listed here. So I'm just going to close that. The next one is export. So this is very similar to the mobile version. You can export two types of things, basically PDF and CSVs. So if you want to do a PDF, you can customize not only what's inside the PDF, but also if you're exporting just scenes, you can click this tab, but if you want to export a shoot day, you can click this tab. So you can export all your shoot days, or you can just export 1 or 2 or 3, whatever you'd like. And if you're exporting scenes, same thing. You just pick the scenes you want to export. Say you want it in landscape, and hit export, and it'll ask you where you want to save that. And if you just want to export a CSV, just click export there. For exporting SHLs, because you're on a computer, you can just go File, Save, or Save As, and save that to your computer and move it around however you'd like. This button up here is CrewSync, so that's our backend for syncing between your mobile devices as well as your other crew members. So if you click on that, you're given the option to publish to the crew server or sync from the crew server. And if you'd like to invite crew, you can click this button here, Add Crew. To be able to publish CrewSync files, you do need to be a pro member. Which is basically our yearly subscription. But if you are not a pro member, you can receive them on your devices and just not able to change them. So that's one of our pro things. If you'd like to become pro, you can go up into Preferences and open that up, which opens our preferences. And under ShotLister Pro, here it will show you if you have Pro, and if not, you can click to buy it. And also this is where you log into CrewSync if you'd like to do that as well. All right, we've already gone over the plus and we've already gone over the eye, so I'm going to open up a scene, and all the icons are exactly the same. And so now I'm going to open up a shoot day just to show you that there are some new ones. So what this will do is it'll go into live mode, which if you're on the mobile experience you're very used to, which is when you're basically during a shoot day. It won't let me do that right now because I'm not currently in the shoot day. But if I was, I could turn it off and on there. This is a new feature just for macOS, which is basically called presentation mode. And that will take you into a full screen view that gives you kind of the major data that you'd be interested in and put it in big letters on your computer screen so you can have your computer screen on set for everyone to look at. This is stripboard view, which basically shows you just the scenes. The shoot day only has one scene, but we'll click here, and this has two scenes, which allows you to quickly resort entire scenes. This will add a note. If you click on that, it adds a note, but the note is all the way at the bottom, so just be aware that you'll have to drag it up to be where you want it to be. This is CrewSync, changing the shot columns, adding scenes, and so this is a little different than when you're in scene mode. In shoot day mode, if you click the plus, it'll ask you what shots you want to add. You just click, I want to add this entire scene, or if you want to add just particular shots, you'll see that this scene here only has half a check mark. That means that not all the shots of this scene are in this shoot day. So if I wanted to add the shot that we created earlier, I could click this and hit add, and it'll pop in to the scene down here at the bottom. Anyway, that's about it for macOS, the overview anyway. If you'd like more detail about how ShotLister works, you can check out our mobile tutorials. They have detailed tutorials about how to build a shot list, how to schedule a day. All the features are basically identical on macOS, so those tutorials can still be very helpful for you, including what is included with all the ShotLister Pro features, such as storyboards, which you can turn on here like that, and if you're a pro, you can add an image to every single shot, things like that. So check out those other tutorials, and if you have any questions, you can email me at zach@shotlister.com. Thanks, and happy shotlisting.